In Movies and Money today, How to Train Your Dragon 3 fired up the box office numbers last week, and this week Captain Marvel is flying onto the screen scene.
War is coming. We need heroes.
This is your moment. Show them who you are.
I'm ready.
Movie man Erik Childress is here with his review. Looks like Disney will be hoping to dominate with its latest comic book feature film.
It certainly looks that way, Angie. After more than 10 years of films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have finally brought an adaptation to the big screen that features a woman as the title hero. Though she is never referred to by name in the film as such, Brie Larson plays Captain Marvel, otherwise known as Carol Danvers, or Veers as she is referred to through much of the film, as the space warrior who falls to Earth circa 1995, which sets up a number of prologue opportunities for the beginnings of the Avengers Initiative. Primarily because she has teamed up with Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury for the bulk of her adventure. So like with any film in the Marvel Universe, interest is already very high, but now there is also the same kind of additional incentive for young girls to come out opening weekend. Just as there was with Wonder Woman, I think we're going to see a heroine with a great costume inspire a lot of younger viewers in the same way. The initial projections already had this headed for a $100 million weekend, but I'm thinking something much higher in the 130 to 140 range, and if people like it, we could see Captain Marvel come close to approaching numbers in the Wonder Woman and Hunger Games realm.
Well, Erik, you screened the film this week. What do you think?
Yes, unfortunately, Angie, I thought that this was actually one of the weaker entries in the Marvel canon. So if people are hoping Captain Marvel is going to deliver the level of action they have come to expect in recent years, they should scale back their expectations, as these sequences are very underwhelming and shot too close to develop any kind of real excitement. But I was excited to see what Bowden and Fleck were going to bring to the actual story and characters, and it is here where I was truly disappointed. Putting comic book novices into a kind of amnesiac discovery mode, along with Carol Danvers, is an idea with a lot of potential, but the screenplay appears less interested than she does in exactly who she is, where she came from, and bypassing any semblance of anger, regret, or sadness for a life left behind. Obviously, I can't say too much without spoiling aspects, but the lack of urgency and curiosity Captain Marvel has in answering these questions, the more the whole enterprise feels more like a necessity to fill in one final gap before Avengers Endgame this summer than an essential introduction to a character who really deserves better.
Well, here's another subject. Rotten Tomatoes recently had to shut down its audience scores because of the behavior of some of its visitors. Tell us about that situation.
Yes, Angie, in the digital world, some people's opinions are amplified even if they have no basis for that opinion. Like with the recent Star Wars films and the Ghostbusters reboot, a certain contingent of a toxic male fan base have tried to sabotage these projects before they can even launch. So they would ambush the audience opinions on sites like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb by giving the film low ratings even though they haven't even seen the movie yet. Now, this sort of blind protest goes back decades, but now everyone with a big mouth and a tiny thinker can make a lot of noise. As usual, though, their numbers are not as big as they believe, and it is unlikely to make a difference. What will, though, is the word of mouth, and whether you are a professional critic or just a weekend moviegoer, man or woman, adult or child, for better or worse, let your voices be heard after you see Captain Marvel, and you can make a difference.
Thank you, Erik, for coming on our show today.
Thank you, Angie.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.